Sadhguru, in many of your books you labeled us as seekers, but to me some questions seem completely unanswerable. You talk about past life and future lives. To me it
No,
seems
no,
that
I never spoke about future life, do not accuse me of that. Never I have spoken about future life,
no, past,
because past yes, but never
past
future.
lives and future… Yeah, I'm just giving that as an example, say even past lives. But to me certain questions seem completely unanswerable unless you said, for example, in one of your satsangs that you know. I mean, so are we supposed to just accept that
No.
the knowledge is available when seems to me that it is not available to us?
No, you don't have to accept anything. Why should you accept? There is no need. So, because right now, your situation is like this. Let's say you were imprisoned for 10 years. You were in a cell, always locked up. One day, somebody simply quietly came, opened the lock and they went away. But you won't get up and move out because you want a neon sign, this way to freedom. Otherwise you won't move. When you are like that, we have to say vulgar things like, I know. Otherwise you won't move. So, the vulgarity of me sitting up and saying, I know, is simply because somebody is sitting in a satsang and he can't take his hand off his cell phone. So, nothing wrong with the cell phone. Is there something wrong with the cell phone? This was made for our convenience, isn't it? A gadget is made for our convenience. It's very convenient or no? It is. So every convenience that we create is becoming a nuisance and a bondage in our lives. Because in your life, you're constantly seeking only bondage, please understand this. You are not seeking liberation. Wherever you go, you want to bond with something, isn't it? If you go on bond, you will become bondage as you age. What was a bond when you were young? Has it not become bondage as you age? Huh? All the time you're trying to bind yourself to something. So, when you're doing that, how will you know freedom? When you're investing in bondage, where is the possibility of knowing what is liberation? Please see, are you not always investing in how to bind yourself to something? You are. So this needs to change for you to understand. You don't… I think whenever I spoke about anything which is not yet in your experience, I always said, don't believe this nonsense. Just understand this much. Do I look like somebody who'll sit in front of a crowd of people and make a fool of himself? Do I look like that? No. So if somebody is saying something so ridiculous or absurd or unbelievable for you, you must say this, okay, he's talking all this rubbish, let me see, I want to know what this is all about. If you say that much, that's all we want. If you say, I want to know whether this is true or not, that's good enough. You don't have to say, oh, what he's saying is true, then you will miss it. If you believe me, you will miss it. If you disbelieve me, you will miss it. If you say, I want to know this, only then you will know it, isn't it? You don't have to know what I know, you have to know what is true. So, seeking will not come to you because you're suspicious about something. Seeking will come to you only when you realize you do not know. If you see, I do not know, seeking is natural for human intelligence, isn't it? You cannot help it. You're convincing yourself with what your grandfather said, or now you're trying to do it with me. I'm not giving you any purchase. Yes, I'm not giving you any foothold to believe in me. I'm constantly confusing the hell out of you, because if you believe me, you will deny yourself the possibility. If you disbelieve me, you will deny yourself the possibility. If I can inspire you to seek, that will happen only because sitting here, whichever way you look at it, you're beginning to feel stupid. Now, if you feel stupid, if you realize that I'm being stupid, first spark of intelligence has begun to shine, isn't it? Yes or no? Somebody is really stupid only because he doesn't know that he is stupid. One who knows that he is stupid will walk very consciously. With full awareness he will walk, isn't it so? That's all I want. That I want you to sit here with full awareness, I want you to breathe with full awareness, I want you to take every step of your life with full awareness. And that will happen to you only when you understand you're utterly stupid. And you are. I'm not saying you are means accusing you that you're stupid, not in that sense. It is just that the nature of life is such. One is packed into the other is packed into this and this and this and this. It will not be realized because you dissect it, which is all you can do with your intellect. Your intellect is a scalpel which is trying to dissect life. Are you married? If you want to really know your wife, today you must take a scalpel and dissect her. All the beauty of who she is, if you want to know, you must dissect her, isn't it? No, it will become ugly, it will not become beautiful. That's all you're trying to do. You're trying to know the existence. Using the scalpel of your intellect, dissecting it, it will only become ugly, it will not become beautiful. So, intellect, which is a simple, silly tool, which is useful to handle material aspects of life, you have raised it to heaven. You are giving it the glory of heaven and think this is everything. Whatever you see, you want to cut it and see. If you cut open things and see, you will know one aspect of reality. You will not know the whole of it. If you open up this man, you may see how the heart is doing dupu-dupu, but you will not know this man. You will not know the most vital aspect of who he is. All the other details you will know. So, with this, how far will you go? Physicality is all that you can cut, isn't it? Yes? Physicality is the only thing you can cut. Can you cut something which is not physical? And all you got is a knife. Okay, you also have a wife, but I'm sure she doesn't let it use it on her, your intellect, does she? She'll immediately put an end to it because she knows this is not going to go anywhere. That's one thing about women. The more intellectual you are, the more trouble you have with women because they know this damn knife will not take you far. It's not by cutting that you will know, it is by inclusion that you will know. That your intellect cannot do, it can only chop. Chopping, vegetables are okay. Life doesn't work like that. You can't chop life and know it. You have to include it, only then you know it. That's a different dimension of intelligence, which intellect cannot do. If you look at it intellectually, you're trying to dissect me, do you understand? Even if you cut up an enlightened human being, you will not find anything except the same rubbish inside. Heart, liver, kidney, spleen and nonsense. You think if you open up, light will come out? No. Blood will come, light will not come. Please don't try. You think if you cut an enlightened human being, light will burst out of him? No, only blood will come, don't try, I'm telling you, nothing special will come out of me if you cut me. So don't use your knife, it's no good. It's not going to get you anywhere, not very far. But he must be punished. Either by you or somebody, he must be punished. What kind of punishment do you normally give to people? Already enough punishment has been given, isn't it? Already it's been given. The ugliness, the nastiness, the silent treatment, everything has happened. So what more punishment you want to give? Your thing is there is no remorse on the other side. There's no remorse on the other side because people are doing what they want to do, not what you want them to do, always. And that may not be in your interest, but they're doing what they want to do. Is it right, wrong? I'm not going into the morality of it. I want you to understand the mechanics of the situation. Somebody is doing what they want to do. Now you think they must be punished. Probably they have not broken any law, otherwise they would be anyway punished. They're breaking an understanding between two people. Probably you misunderstood the understanding. You believed that these understandings are absolute. They are not. Nowhere in the history of humanity or today or in any time in future will human relationships be absolute. Though every person who gets little romantic believes that this is going to be an absolute relationship, there is no such thing about it. Relationship is a variable, always. You have to conduct it on a daily basis. One day if you don't conduct it properly, it may go somewhere. Yes or no? No, please look at it as it is. You have to conduct it right. So, no, I'm doing my best. Obviously somebody feels your best is not good enough for them. No, I want you to come to terms with this. This is not about… I'm not saying what they're doing is right or wrong, that's not for me to say. All I'm saying is, this is how human beings are functioning for ages and still are. I'm saying, first of all, you need to understand, relationships will never ever be absolute. There will be variables that it's juggling that you have to do. If you're juggling with fireballs, sometimes it'll spill out. Takes lot of skill and attention. Yes or no? You married, many of you. Doesn't it take a lot of skill and attention? Yes. If you don't pay any attention, you don't know what the hell is happening. It takes a lot of attention, isn't it? Someone just called me from some country in Europe and, Sadguru, I'm just doing housework, come and save me. Take me away to your ashram, I'm just doing housework. She's washing dishes and stuff. Well, very affluent, but has 4 children So all the time there is something to do endlessly. And today the maid did not turn up, so you have to wash the dishes. 4 children are there. You got to wash the dishes, you got to wash everything. So I'm saying, you need to understand this. A relationship is a variable reality. It is not an absolute reality. If you want to have an absolute relationship, you must hold relationships with the dead. That's the reason why a lot of people choose God, because it's an absolute. You can handle it whichever way you want. If you didn't think of him for 10 days, and on the 11th day if you think of him, he's still there. You do that to your husband or wife or somebody, then something else will happen. You went away, got busy, forgot about God for 3 years. Again you can think, still there. So if you want to have an absolute relationship, you should not choose human beings. Human relationships are variables, needs lot of attention. So that's why some people decide in their life they don't have the time and the energy to manage such things, so they take another path where there is no such obligation. They close their eyes, they're by themselves, they don't care who is around them, what's around them. So you can't do that. I think it's best. In trying to punish somebody, you will only end up punishing yourself. They're doing what they want to do. It's best that you see what is it that you really want with your life. You don't have to react to them and do something stupid like them. You just have to sit down and look at this. When your illusions are broken, you're disillusioned right now, it's a very good thing. If your illusions are broken, that means life is bringing you closer to reality, isn't it? So this is an opportunity for you to sit down and see, what is the nature of my life? Why is it? See, this piece of life is a complete piece of life, isn't it so? Is it half a life? Are you a half a life or a full life? Full life. Why is it that it feels so incomplete that it needs another person to fill this life? Why is it? It's time to look at it, isn't it? If this is a full life, this is complete by itself. But right now, you made it in such a way that this cannot exist with that one and that one, without that one and that one and that one. So somewhere it's an incomplete life, or at least it has not realized the fullness of its nature, isn't it? This is a complete piece of life, packed with creator and creation together. Very great combination. If you… this is a time when life knocks at your door like this, it's time you look deeper rather than reacting and trying to fix somebody else. Punishing somebody else is not going to transform your life, not going to make your life beautiful in any way. Some sick satisfaction you'll have for 2 days, after that you'll feel guilty about that also. Yes, initially when this emotion is hot, it gives you satisfaction. After some time when you look back, you'll feel ashamed of yourself. So don't go that way. This is an opportunity. Somebody is opening up a spiritual dimension for you, really. Somebody is making you realize how fragile all these things are. They can cheat you, they can run away, they can divorce you, or they can fall dead, isn't it? If they fall dead, you wouldn't think that he cheated me. Would you think? No. But whichever way you denied, isn't it? The important thing is you denied something. How he did it is not the problem. He denied you something either by death or divorce or cheating or whatever you call it. But essentially you got denied. You can be denied only because you are in a certain illusory state of believing that this is half a life and it needs another half from somewhere. No, this is a complete life. If you blossom as a complete life, you will see relationships will be of a completely different nature. It will be more of coming together and sharing, not of extracting. It has to transform. If it has to transform, you have to transform. This is a great opportunity somebody has given you. Stop using this word, somebody cheated me. Just say somebody is pushing you towards ultimate reality from an illusory state. We must thank that person. We must be grateful. Instead of keeping you in an illusion, instead of keeping you in your life for a whole lifetime, so soon they're making you realize this. Otherwise you will know this at the time of your death. Yes. You'll know at the time of your death, when you're dying, I'm scared, why don't you come with me? You'll say, no. So at that last moment, instead of knowing, it's better to know now.